Hello and welcome to the latest instalment of City Slickers, the magazine show dedicated to the fortunes of Lincoln City. We're here at the Shed pub overlooking the Brayford. We've got a packed show for you this week. Over the next few minutes, myself and Imps writer Lee Curtis will be looking back on the last 7 days at Sincil Bank. We'll be reflecting on the departure of assistant boss Neil McDonald to Leeds United. We'll be reviewing a great week on the pitch for the Imps, which has seen them pick up 2 victories. And we'll be hearing from Imps boss Peter Jackson and players Louis Dodds and Scott Kerr. Well, Lee, 7 days ago it was all doom and gloom after that shocking defeat to Mansfield, but 2 wins later, everything's all right with the world. What's changed?
Well, I mean, it's just been a case of Lincoln taking their chances. You know, I think Peter Jackson would agree they weren't the greatest of performances, but at this stage of the season that doesn't really matter. It's results that are important. You know, when the chances have arisen, Lincoln have been there to take them. Louis Dodds, Jamie Forrester and Danny Nguesson all, finishing very, very good.
Danny Holmes come into the side and he's really helped the defence out, hasn't he? They've looked a lot tighter in the last couple of games.
Yeah, Danny Holmes has been fantastic. Reading of the players, such a young man, is fantastic. You know, I don't think there was any question he needed a rest, but he came back in for the Shrewsbury game last weekend, was absolutely outstanding. Took an absolute battering from the centre forwards, but he certainly didn't let that affect him. And again at Macclesfield, I mean, people forget, that he was the main reason why they scored the second goal, winning possession on the halfway line.
Now moving on a slightly different note, Neil McDonald's left the club and has gone to Leeds United. That's a bit of a blow, isn't it?
Huge blow. If you speak to the players, I've spoken to the players about him before and they love working with him. He's a very well respected coach, got some very good ideas, and he's undoubtedly has had an influence on why Lincoln have climbed out of the relegation zone. But obviously, he'd always reiterated a desire to coach or manage at a higher level. And when a club like Leeds comes in for you, you're not going to turn that opportunity down. So it'd be sad to see him go, and I'm sure the players will miss him as well. But let's thank him for what he's done so far, because undoubtedly he's had a great effect on the team. Now, we spoke to Imps boss Peter Jackson about McDonald's departure. Here's what he had to say.
Once I think he went to Ellen Road and saw the facilities there, the training ground, it was quite an easy decision for Neil, but our best wishes go with him from the players and the staff and the board here, and best wishes to him. Really hard decision for him, but it's gone without blessing. When Neil first come, he didn't sign a contract. He went more or less day by day and week by week. He enjoyed it so much. We tied him down to a contract. Obviously we're glad we did, because we've got compensation for him, and as I say, good luck to him, and as I say, but we have to move on now, and the decision, I'm going to bring another assistant in, and the search begins.
OK, that was Peter Jackson on Neil McDonald's departure. Now, a few of you have got in contact with us at sportsecho.co.uk, and we've got a couple of messages here. Dave Clark in Lincoln says, whoever comes in to work with the manager will be looking towards next season. So my money is on Grant Brown to the end of this season, saving the club money to spend on new players for next season? ?
And I've got somebody who disagrees with that. Northampton Imp, who says whoever comes to the club should have good contacts to bring in players, and that has to be from the league or non-league. Promoting somebody from within like Grant Brown just wouldn't work.
Now moving on, Lee, the Imps take on Rochdale on Saturday. It's another big game and a tough one, because Rochdale have got a stunning away record, haven't they? Yeah,
they've only lost once away this season. It was against Peterborough right at the very start of the campaign. But Lincoln went there against Scotland, and no one gave them a chance of victory there, because Rochdale were flying high, they were pushing towards the playoffs, but Lincoln produced a very good performance that day. But they're going to need to repeat that again tomorrow. I think it'll be a very tough game, but having back-to-back victories, the morale is high down at training, and the players, there's a smile on the players' faces, that they're 8 points clear of the relegation zone now, and they can start to play with a bit more freedom. So I'm hoping that Lincoln will get a decent result tomorrow.
Now, we're getting Lee's prediction on the game in a moment, but first, here's Peter Jackson's thoughts on the game against Rochdale.
Very good on the travels at Rochdale, but the home form, they've had a lot of postponements at home due to the condition of the pitch there, but as I say, on the travels they can beat anybody, so it's important we play a lot better than we have been doing. But as I say, once again, the most important thing about Saturday, it's all about picking the points up. It's looking a lot brighter than say after the Grimsby game away when we got beat 1-0. But we're confident we can go on a run, and we're in a rich vein of form at the moment. And once again, if we're solid and secure at the back, which I thought we were the other night, we'll come away with the points. And when we've not, particularly at home, had the best results, our best results have always been away from the stadium, so it'd be nice to perform and get a good result in front of our own fans.
Right, Lee, I'm going to have to put you on the spot now. What's your prediction for the game against Rochdale?
Oh, I think it'll be tight, but I think Lincoln, on the back of 2 great victories, will really put on a show tomorrow, and I think Lincoln are going to win 2-0.
And they do owe the home fans a performance, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's been strange this season, because to see the proper Lincoln City, you have had to go away from home, and I think that tells you a lot about how the players feel when they're playing in front of their own fans. Speak to Alan Marriott and players, they can hear every shout, and Lincoln's crowd is such that if you make one mistake, they tend to get on your back very quickly. But hopefully now that there's a bit of daylight between the bottom 2 sides now, and Lincoln can relax and the fans can relax, and we can start seeing the proper Lincoln City.
Now we'll be discussing the game at Accrington next Tuesday in a moment, but first here's Scott Kerr and first Louis Dodds, who talks about how Lincoln's resurgence has been inspired by a baby boom at Sincilbank.
The Daddy Club, yeah. I don't know. We're just helping each other out at the moment. We've getting tips at the moment. There's a few lads that just get bored and just shush us off. So we keep it just to the Daddy family.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm loving it at the moment.
Yeah, what's his name?
Joel.
Yeah.
4.5 months.
Going to be a footballer?
Yeah.
You got a ball out already?
Yeah, he can support me when I'm my old age.
And obviously, on the game on Saturday, it's been contrasting performances in recent weeks, hasn't it? Because you have played some good football at times, but most of it's been really dogged and it's not been pretty. Would you like to put on a bit of a show?
Yeah. I think that's what all the fans want to see. That's what we want to play, attractive football. People come to watch us for the football, but
because Lincoln were renowned for that last season.
Yeah. That's one of the main reasons I came. But at the moment, I think we're a bit nervous, so we're just grinding out results and not playing to our full potential. But hopefully, after a few more wins, we'll start believing in ourselves and we'll get the ball down and start playing.
6 points from 2 away games, it's great effort from the lads. What we've produced in the last 2 games is basically minimum requirement from the lads. Dig in, stick together, and give 110%, and it just shows what can happen for us if we do that. Like Dodds has showed on against Shrewsbury, now and again he can finish. Danny, I think Danny did well the other night. He got a bit of stick coming on against Mansfield, and maybe not.
Yeah, because you
showing.
have to give him a run.
Yeah, I did. Maybe I didn't want it, but it has to be done sometimes. I wasn't happy with what I saw, but Danny's come back. There's no hard feelings, and he's come back and showed what a good player he is, and I thought his finish was great finish, cool.
You got a lot of praise for that. I don't know if you was aware, but a lot of the supporters who saw what you did to Danny and said,
"Oh no, I didn't." No.
So you did the right thing.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I'm not too fussed about it. I don't really want praise for stuff like that, because obviously you don't like to do it, and obviously with Danny being French lad, you don't want to be seen sort of picking on him. But I just felt in the game, it was such an important game for us, and just in what happened, I just thought it could, it was a bit wrong of Danny, and Danny held his hands up after the game. He apologised, and we move on from that, and it just shows what character we have got in the team, and he comes back and scores a good goal on Tuesday to help us get a victory.
Okay, on the back of the game against Rochdale, the Imps travel to Accrington Stanley next Tuesday. Lee, it's another glamorous location, but it's a winnable game, that, isn't it?
Absolutely. Lincoln are going to have to go there and battle. John Coleman's side, have made their name really from being tough and very physical. So Lincoln are going to have to go there and adapt very quickly.
What's your prediction for that game then?
I think that will be one of the toughest, because it's not a nice place to go. In fact, it's probably the worst. If you're a player, you have to really psych yourself up to get G'd up for that game. So I think Lincoln will get a point there.
But Accrington, they're a side quite struggling, aren't they? They're moving down the table at a rate of knots, aren't they? Yeah,
it's amazing, really, because they were doing well, but they don't get the biggest of gates. But somehow they still managed to spend 85 grand on Ian Craney. So it's and ironically, since he's come in, he's been their record signing. They've slipped down the table. So I still wouldn't, say they're a bad side, because they're in mid-table and they're obviously doing better than Lincoln. So Lincoln are going to have to go there and hopefully sort of produce the same sort of performance they did against Shrewsbury and Macclesfield. Okay, that's just about it for this week's show. Just like to remind you, if you can't get to the Rochdale game on Saturday, you can join me for the big match live, which you can access on sportsecho.co.uk. I'll be online from about 2:30. And on Monday we'll have a podcast where the special guest will be Lincoln City ladies manager Rod Wilson. And remember, for all the reaction and pictures and analysis of the Rochdale game, you can buy Monday's Echo from all good news agents. Until then, have a great weekend. Cheers.